Okay, you're being recorded now.
All right. Okay. Welcome all. My name is Jafet Koech. Today I'm going to talk about publisher materials. Uh, Let me explain exactly what that is. These are the three publisher materials, uh, publishers that I'm going to discuss today, although we may have more than this. So we're going to cover Pearson, Macro Hill Campus, that's the Connect, as well as WebAssign. And before I do the demonstration, there's three ideas that I would like to share with you. Uh, it's usually a good practice when you're using any third-party application. What to do is you can either pair, connect, or sync to those third-party material before the beginning of the semester. This is to enable the material to be shared between the Kukaview as well as from the other side to Kukaview. The second best practice is to ask students to log in using the Kukaview portal. This is very important for the student name to matches what is on the that side. Otherwise, student may end up using, for example, their personal email when they log into to a third party or publisher site. This will cause issues when you're trying to import the grades at the end of the semester to Kukaview, because if somebody uses a different email, that is going to give you the student names will not match between the two systems. So it is very important to stress this one, to ask the student to log in through Kukaview once you pair those courses for their account information to match what's in the that side. The that thing is in the middle of semester, or for example after the midterms grade, to import the grades to Kukaview, as well as at the end of the semester when you have all the grades concluded in a publisher site, to export directly to Kukaview. This is to allow those grade information to be stored, as well as to enable the student knows what grades they have. So those are the three issues I would like to stress. All right, so now I'm going to share my screen and do the demonstration of the three of them. And if any of you guys have any questions, of course you can stop me and ask me. All right, let me share my screen. Share screen, Chrome tab, publish. The first one is we're going to do Pearson. Pearson is a widget that we added on your course. You have to let us know that you need the Pearson widget. And it's usually on your course homepage. When you're at your course homepage, you'll see a Pearson widget or My Lab Mastering here. So that's what we usually add to your course, so that the student as well as you can go through the sites. All right, let me make sure I go in as instructor here. For instructors, they go in directly. They don't have to do anything. They click here and then go in. Usually the first time when you come here, because it doesn't know most of your information, it may ask you to log in here to Pearson. So there might be a login request here where you have to type your username as well as a password to be able to enter into the Pearson site. but I had already logged in, so that's why you see this information here. 3 things that we can see it here. Once you set up your course, you can usually use this grade sync to pass your grades from Pearson to Google View once you set up everything. And it may look different the first time you are setting this. Generally, the first time when you come here, you will have to use Get Started. And generally, usually you will have already set the course in Pearson, the course that you are going to connect to Google View. Let me see. Okay, so for me, since I don't have any course in Pearson, that's what you will see here. Let me go back here. These are other tools that you can use to either copy a course or create a course, but I don't have right now, so I don't have any course. If I had now, that's this is where I would connect it to. All right, the next one. All right, the second one is, if we go back to Google View, the second one is Microhill Canvas, especially the Connect. For Connect, what you have to do is go to Content, create a module, add external learning tool, and scroll down on external learning tools to Microhill Canvas. From this link, you click on it. It's going to ask you for the textbook that you are going to adopt for your course. Let's see if we have something with instructional design. So you select your textbook, click on it, and then now it's going to, you can now see the Connect here. And then you can click on that. On the next screen, there are a number of tools that you can use. So you can connect, let's say you have already created a course. So as you can see under My Courses, this is where you actually select which course you would like to connect to your Google View course. Let's say I wanted to do faculty training. Oh, well, there's other information here that you need to work on. You can enable student registration so that student can register. You can see your student roster. Since I don't have active course, so I really don't have a student here. As well as you can see how the students are doing here, as well as this, if you like to have a section. So for example, if you have a course that has a section, you can specify which section goes where. Okay, so you will select the course here and then use this, I want this for my student. Other things that you can, so that's how you connect your course in Microhill Canvas to Google View. So once you say I want this for my student, that is assigned to that student. So when the student come in, they can log in and see your course there, and then you actually go into your course. Of course, you set your content there, you set your assessment there, and you go on, as well as date registration and so forth. That's what you do. The other thing I wanted to show you is there are situations where you may want to bring the content from that publisher to Google View. Connect some of the connect, depending on the textbook that you select, may allow you to do that. And to do that, you usually go to, let's go back. Just give it a moment. It's trying to load on my side now. I think it's taking a moment to load. Do you guys see the screen change, or it looks like my screen is frozen?
We currently see it say McGraw-Hill Campus. My course is inside of that.
Yeah, I see the cover of the book and the buttons Tegrity and Connect underneath.
Okay, so I guess let me stop the sharing a little bit, and this time I will share the screen. Okay, so this pop-up that I wanted to show you, once you click, I want this for my student, I wanted you to see the next step. Now here you can connect the two. Adopt this code. And then I'll say I want to pair a section in a new connect or existing. Since this is a new, I'll say a new. Okay, what happened here? Let's try existing course. Oh, okay. Okay, so existing. So we are going to pair to our sandbox and then click save. So now the two courses are connected in Google View to connect. All right, I wanted to go. I wanted to go back again to full screen here. This is where you set, of course, where you set your assignment and things like that within your course, as well as you set your content and assessment. What I wanted to show you is how you can actually import content from publisher material to Google View. So you go to your library, and this is what is you look for here for what you can actually export. You have test builder, you can print and export, you have some files, you have some assignment. What we are looking here is actually instructor resources. As well as you can see, you have instructor manual, which you can actually import it. As long as you have adopted the book, you can bring this material to your Google View course, as well as your PowerPoint. Okay, let's try to bring one of them. Okay, and then the test bank. Depending on what they have, you may have to look. So what this textbook has is test bank in Word, as well as what you can actually use a test generator. And test gen file. So it looked like for this textbook, they don't have actually the T12 file that can allow you to import directly. So in this case, go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, I've had experience with the McGraw-Hill and their test gen files, and they're normally in the download. There is the test gen application, which can take their file or their file, excuse me, and convert it over to the D2L flavor.
Yes. So sometimes you may find some textbook that actually have those needed files, but for this one you have to either download this software here. If you have Windows, you download Windows version and use this file to generate what you need to bring to T12. If you have a Mac, you use this Mac software here, TestGen, and do that. Alternatively, if you have responders on your computer, now you might want to use the Word test bank and use that to bring over. But occasionally you may find what is for T12 here. It will actually specify it's a zip file for Brightspace T12. Some of them are for Blackboard. In that case, you will not need this one. But for this case, our demonstration, you will have to download this test gen. All right, so once you have those resources on your computer, now we can go to, you can go back to Google View. And within the Google View, let's upload what we brought. So we brought a PowerPoint, that only thing that we had. So you can bring your instructor guide, PowerPoint presentation, as well as the test bank. But in this demonstration, we were not able to bring those one of them. Which, by the way, we will be able to assist you if you have encountered this situation, to be able to either use test bank, test generator to convert invite files to bring to Google View, as well as using a responders with the Word document to convert into the right file and bring it to Google View. All right, any question for you guys? All right, the next one, it's a little bit going to be a little bit complex. The data demonstration is we are going to use WebAssign. All right, for WebAssign, you have to go to course admin. We have to use course builder. Let it load. It's taking a little bit of time to load. Okay, so when you are in the course builder, what you need to do, for this demonstration, we'll create a new module. First, let's call this web sign. And you can specify other things, date, start date, end date, and things like that. But just for this demonstration, we'll leave it blank. So here. And then what we need to do, we need to drag this Cengage mind link here to a folder. The first time when you do this, it's going to ask you for a username and password on this screen here, but I've already logged in, so that's why it went directly to Cengage. But the first time it's going to ask you username and password, and then it connect you to the backend. Let's say we want, so now select your material or whatever product you want to use for your course. Let's say we want to use Introduction to Behavior here. We select that. Here you have those 4 options: create a new MindTap course, or copy from my existing course, copy from another instructor, or linked to an existing course section. Let's copy from existing course. This one was my test course. I was actually using this one for my course. But for you, if it's the first time, of course, you wouldn't have anything to copy, so you'll create a new MindTap course. So you specify start date, and then you specify end date. You can keep a course days and times. This is if you are meeting Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or something like that, as well as a section if you have a section. And then you can specify your time zone. Eastern time zone. Eastern, okay. And you can choose to copy all activities and dates from, if you are copying from a previous course or from another course. Copy. And then on the next screen, it's going to ask you if you want to synchronize an overall course score. This overall score will be like end of semester or final grade. Or you can say, I want to synchronize individual activity scores. So individual will be each activity, assessment activity that you choose to use within your course. Then click OK. Okay, so everything has been copied over for you, and you can go to course content to see what you have there. Skip this. Yes, skip. Skip to. And then everything that you have assigned on the other side will come up. All right. So let's say let me, since we still have time, let me do one more demo, and this time what we'll do, we'll choose to create new, so that you can actually see what you need if you are creating a new one. So in this one, we'll say content. Content web assign, edit. We'll do the same, link it over. And this time, what we are going to do is we are going to specify. Because this one I wanted to show you what you can import as a create as item. So we are going to select what we need. Wait, let's look for assessment grade. So I wanted to show you what happened when you select assessment. Okay, and then confirm. So we imported this content as well as assessment to your gradebook. Click save. So imported 4 items. It's loading. And then we'll see, let's go to content. New content. So we can see our content here. And if we go to grades, we should be able to see corresponding assessment that we select. So we have our corresponding assessment. Yes. Oops, sorry. Okay. All right. So we can see our grades in gradebook, assessment in gradebook. All right. Any questions? So that's all I had. Let's, if I can. Let me share one. Let's remind ourselves again what we are looking at. We look at Pearson, Macro-Hill Campus, and Web of Science. And I believe we do have other publishers. Oh, one more thing that I wanted to show. Let me share again the screen. On what is available. Share screen. Chrome tab. Let me see if I can see. Our course was publisher. One thing, if you want to know what we have, you can click on existing activities, external learning tools. These are all the available publishers as well as other third-party tools that's currently available. Atomic Learning, Collaborate tool, I'm not sure if that still works. Galileo, Login, Curriculum, Builder, Live Text, Lockdown Browser, Macmillan. So we also have Macmillan, as you can see here, Macro-Hill Campus, and then My Labs. And then we have a new integration by Pearson called Revel. These are a new one, depending on what your textbook is and the year that you adopt that textbook, it may require you to use this new integration, or we can use the other where we put your widget to your home page. So it depends on what textbook you sign up with Pearson. And then the rest is VHL is for modern languages, Spanish, I believe. So that's what we have. What we have currently. All right. So I think that's all I had to share. Will anyone like to share anything else?
No, I don't have anything else.
Okay, Dr. Harley, I think you have your hand raised up. Go ahead if you have any question. All right, anyone has any questions? Go ahead.
Hi, it's Gordon Hurley. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great. Now that I've got my microphone figured out, I'm doing even better. So
Oh, okay.
good. Uh, First of all, thanks for doing this. I'm an instructor at the Command College, and I'm kind of new to this this mode of teaching. And I was hoping maybe you could help me. I'm trying to. I've got video embedded into a PowerPoint, and I showed it to my class this week. They were all able to see the video, but they weren't able to hear the sound. So I don't know what that's in reference to.
Oh, okay. So we can look into that. Okay. All right. Jennifer, I guess we can. Jennifer or Randy, I guess we can stop recording.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
Okay.
Sure. Actually, Japheth, I was actually just now responding to a faculty member to someone from the Command College on the same issue as far as the audio.